Hello and welcome again to another edition of our Down and Dirty Mini Movies. This is video number 27 in our short film help series where I try to bring you short demonstrations of Topcon products or product features. Today we're going to be talking about the benchmark routine. This is a special request from one of the salesmen. Just asked for a quick demonstration of how that works. So we're going to be covering that at this time. Now, one thing about this benchmark routine, just out in the field, you may hear it called the benchmark routine. Somebody might call it remote elevation or even the remote benchmark routine. But if you notice here in the picture, that's the icon that we're going to be working with, the benchmark routine. Now this is just a demonstration for true training lessons, for detailed information. Check out Professional Services e-learning portal. e-learning.topcon.com is one way to get to that. And then also they provide a lot of resources for us on the My Topcon Now website, where you can get to My Topcon Now from an app. So let's get started with this remote benchmark. Now I'm out in the field. I've got my data collector set up with a brand new job. There's absolutely no coordinates in here at this time. Now you would normally probably start or want to start with a job that has the values already input. I'm going to begin from the home to go to connect and then connect to my GT robot, and I've got it checked for connect to the last Bluetooth device, and by doing that I always want to look at the instrument and make sure that it is connected to this particular last instrument. Might save you some trouble wondering why things don't work later down the road. Now next, since I don't have, or this is a brand new job, I need to create 2 points, one to occupy and one that has the known elevations to do this remote benchmark off of. So from the home screen, go right into Edit, Points, and let's type in the point, let's just do the benchmark. Now I'm not concerned about the horizontal coordinates, I can leave them at 0. But I do want to type in the known elevation that we're going to be measuring off of, transferring from. So we'll click OK. We have that in there. Now let's add the occupied point. Now I'm going to do 2 different routines here. So I'm going to start with just a temporary point, but I'm going to type in the coordinates of a point number that I want to rename it to. We'll talk about that later. So I'm going to give it those standard coordinate values of, I'll just do 5,000, 10,000, and the elevation's not important. I could put 0, but I'll just put the standard 500 feet and click OK. I'll measure up the height of instrument. Looks like it's 5.26. So from the home screen, the benchmark routine is under Setup. So Setup and then execute benchmark. So here we need to define the instrument setup. So from the list icon, I'm going to choose our temporary point. Now remember the antenna height that we measured. So we'll go to that particular box and let's type in the 5.26 and then click OK. Now here's a picture of our setup, and then there's also 3 ways to do this. We're going to be updating this elevation of the temp point first, then we're going to do it again and rename it. And you can just update a fictitious HI to topo, but it won't update point number temp. So that's just, we won't even cover that. So specify control point. This is our prism on the benchmark. So we're going to choose the benchmark. And I just remembered, I am using a robot, but our backside is a 30 millimeter offset. So let's change our prism offset. Measure or type in the correct prism height for this particular point. Now if you are using a robot, we can just hit the icon at the very top and do a quick search toward the center of the prism. Once we're on that particular prism, we'll just measure that. It asks if we want to store it. So let's just store this information. Now, I didn't really store it yet until it gives us the results that we can kind of do our own quality control check of the information what prism heights, and so forth. If that all looks good, we can just hit accept, and then here it gives us an option to store an updated temporary point. So let's go back to the home screen. I'm going to go to Edit, Points, and now just take a quick look at the temp point, and notice here that it has updated with the new elevation based on our remote benchmark routine. Let's do this another way. Let's go to the benchmark routine again, and we're going to use the rename function this time. We'll click Next. We'll specify our control point, which is the benchmark point. We're going to sight accurately back on the center of the prism. The antenna heights, everything's, not antenna height, I keep saying that, our prism target height is correct. So we shot this point again, do a quick quality check of everything. Now when we accept it, we can give it the point number that we want to use for this new occupied point. So let's go back to the home screen, go to Edit, and then back to Points. And then notice here, if you look at the elevation and the coordinate values, they are identical for the temporary point and point number 1. Now if you jump over and look at the setups for GPS, there is no benchmark. You would have to do either some type of localization or possibly a correct base. So thank you for watching, and if you have suggestions for a demonstration that you would like to see on a particular feature, please reach out to me and we can try to get that added. Always looking for new material. Thank you.